Have you ever stopped and wondered if the stuff you type into a website is, actually safe? Well, we're going to break down something that sounds complicated but is actually super simple. It's the difference between HTTP and HTTPS, and how one tiny little letter is your best friend for staying safe online. So think about it. The last time you logged into your email or maybe bought something online, you type in your password, you hit enter, and then what? Where does that information actually go? Is it really private? That's the huge question we're going to tackle. You see, every single time you click on something or type something on a website, your computer is basically having a conversation with that site. It's sending information back and forth. But here's the thing, not all these conversations are the same. One way is like whispering a secret, and the other, well, it's like shouting it in a crowded room. And that brings us to these two things, HTTP and HTTPS. I know, they look almost identical, but that single letter S at the end, that makes all the difference in the world. It's literally the difference between a connection that's safe and one that's wide open.
Okay, let's start with the not-so-safe one, HTTP. The best way to get how this works is to imagine you're sending a secret in the mail.
Using a website with HTTP is exactly like writing your secret on the back of a postcard. Your password, what you're searching for, anything. It's just written there in plain text for the whole world to see while it travels. There's no envelope, no nothing. And because it's just out there in the open, anyone who happens to see that postcard along the way can just flip it over and read your message. Yeah, it's not private, and it is definitely not secure. But don't worry. Thankfully, there's a much, much safer way to send your stuff. And that's where HTTPS comes in. You can think of this as the superhero with a safe and a lock for all your digital secrets. So if HTTP is that open postcard, talking to an HTTPS site is like taking your message, putting it inside a thick envelope, and sealing it shut. Much better, right? But it actually goes one step further. It puts a digital lock on that sealed envelope. We call this encryption. And here's the cool part. Only the website you're sending it to has the key to open that lock. So even if someone intercepts the envelope, all they get is scrambled garbage. Your message stays totally private and secure. So what does that all-important S in HTTPS actually stand for? It's simple. It stands for secure. That's it. S is for safe. It's the one thing you need to look for that tells you your connection is locked down and safe. Okay, so this all sounds great, but how can you tell if you're on a safe site? Well, it's actually incredibly easy. All you have to do is check for a little lock icon right in your browser. Let me show you exactly where to find it. It's a super quick three-step check. Okay, first, just look up at the address bar at the very top of your browser. Next, find the website address itself. And finally, look right next to it. Do you see a little padlock? If that lock is there, you are good to go. The site is secure. It's using HTTPS. All right, so a tiny little lock icon. Why is this such a big deal? Well, because the kind of information we put online every single day is exactly the stuff that really needs to be protected. This little lock is basically a bodyguard for your most sensitive data. We're talking about your passwords, your credit card numbers when you're shopping, even private messages you send. HTTPS makes sure all of that stuff stays confidential, just between you and the website. So if you only take one single thing away from all this, please let it be this simple rule. Before you click, look for the lock. Seriously, making this a habit is one of the simplest and most powerful ways to protect yourself online. So I'll just leave you with this question. Now that you know what to look for, are you going to make it a habit? Will you look for the lock? It's a tiny step that makes a huge difference. Thanks for listening.